mental health ultimately, in my opinion. I feel a lot of people didn't do that, but I'm not here to attack them. I'm just throwing out my observations here. And don't worry, it's picking up here very, very shortly. Which leads to the most important one I've concluded. Twitch chat doesn't know what it wants. So we're still talking about the rules I have if I'm going full-time. And I feel that's a really important one here is Twitch chat doesn't know what it wants. The mass will want the same predictable cheese pizza, no veggies every single day. It's safe, known, and already enjoyed. It's human nature to not really be excited about the unknown altogether, right? Again, there are exceptions. You don't have to be a smartass about it. But I feel it's my job to shatter expectations, not merely satisfy them. Don't meet the quota at 0, exceed it, right? Follow me there? Again, I don't mean that's an insulting thing. That's more like, that's just like a... I mean, if you ask Twitch chat what they want, they're gonna tell you like the same dank, stupid meme thing. They don't even know what they want. So they say they want, you want me to do, you want me to learn OOT or Barbie Horse Adventure? They're gonna say Barbie Horse Adventure, and then when I'm doing that, they're gone. They got their meme, they got their amusement. The joke was funny for 10 minutes and they're out. It's just like Pixels, seeing Pixels ironically or whatever. It's all the same stupid stuff. So, all right. So moving on now. So now part 3. So, do I enjoy speedrunning enough to go full time? Based off what I brought up in part 2, can I shatter expectations as a runner? Right? Warning. all right. So warning. We're about to enter the rawest real talk yet. All right. So let's crank it up here. The short answer: no. I do not like speedrunning, the community, nor the environment enough to justify streaming it full time. Wow. So let's get that one going right there. I do not like it, honestly. What I don't like, there's overemphasis on world record. There's a personality-driven cult, arguably maybe even me, but there's certainly way worse sectors of blind devotion. There's a grind-oriented culture. There's an anti-sellout stigma when sell has a very ambiguous definition in the first place. And the general notion of desiring grassroots humbleness in complete denial of insane growth since 2011. No sign of slowing down. Everyone's stuck on wanting the grassroots, which I understand you wanting it, but it's in complete denial of the fact that it's been growing every single year. Oh, you're mad about the new people, but GDQ's grow bigger. Oh, you're mad about the idiots, but it grows bigger and bigger. Oh, you're mad about anyone trying new ideas out, but it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So, the environment now is non-recognizable from the glory of pre-streaming pre-2011. I swear, pre-streaming, I've never heard the term world record until streaming became a thing. In general, in the past, it was much more collaborative across all communities. No cliques. Maybe except OOT kids because they outnumbered everyone altogether, right? So, how it used to be. Like, this is an actual picture I have from the forum way back when. I would play Yoshi's Island, doing ILs, my own lose your pace, and I'd be watching like TV while doing Yoshi's Island. I actually had a dig for your this picture right here. You know, I'd be so excited to like get everyone hyped for whatever new thing I was working on. Did this like really corny picture right here of I don't even remember what I was working on at this point, but there's my all my cheesy old Trihex logo and SDA nut hugging and blah blah blah, and I worked on Crash 2 and Crash 3 back in the gap. You know, it's how it used to be. And now let's pause though. So what I've done in the past to change it? Nothing. I've complained in the background and mope. I think I misspelled mope here. Like everyone else. And I admit there's a lot of complaining in the background. I'm not gonna name drop anyone. I don't really even have to. It's not like it's an unknown thing. Every year there's more complaints about the GDQs, but you don't feel like you can really complain because nothing really ever changes, because whatever. One thing I really like here is this particular quote I enjoyed from Men of History. Change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, and remove yourself from the unacceptable. Right? So if you don't like the environment, then try to change it, or change yourself. And if you can't do either, then remove yourself, right? That makes sense. So let's pause here, okay? Actually, I'm gonna do a math pause every single time. All right. So where do you see speedrunning in 5 years? I don't know, right? You don't know. Okay, fine. How about in 2 years? Where do you see it in 2 years? You know, could you predict that it would be as big as it is now back in 2013? No, I don't know. I don't know, right? So how about in 1 year? You don't know. Like, just dude, that's the thing about it. There's this rapid unpredictability with speedrunning altogether right now, right? So, okay, well, let's change something here now. What about Twitch in 5 years? You know, in 5 years, we can all agree Twitch would be bigger, right? Okay. So if Twitch grows every year, which we can all agree on that one, right? Every Dota International, every League Major, every Smash Major, every GDQ, every E3, their official partner now, more and more Twitch becomes ingrained and integrated into the culture of gaming, legitimately, right? Less and less people ask, what's Twitch? They already know what it is, similar to YouTube back in 05 and 06, right? This is nothing new. And again, this is not even, you can bring up YouTube gaming as a variable here, but that hasn't even happened yet. Nor do I think it'll ever acquire the culture of Twitch, whether you hate it or love it or not. That's a different topic for a different day. Continue now, though. So, thus, the GDQs will grow every time, too. The growth will slow, possibly crawl eventually, but the definition of success for them may change eventually, but I don't see them ever failing. That's a different topic entirely here now. So we can agree that Twitch grows, therefore exposure to Twitch grows, therefore the GDQs would get bigger, more audiences out there to watch it. The speedrunning masses will continue to grow. The scene is growing in viewership, participants, and spectators, whether you want it to or not. More reason why this grassroots stigma is dangerous to keep. Because you're gonna have this conflicting thing with like, well, what do you do when you're the one being, you know, the elitist grassroots guy, and you have all these new kids out there who want to get in, and you're like, you know, you're a fucking casual, get out of here, you suck. Exaggerating a little bit here, but we're gonna elaborate on that a little bit further. So, what do I forecast to happen if nothing changes? Okay, so GDQs continue to grow in attendance and viewership. The GDQs, you know, there was 1,200 attendees as of this one right here, which is up from the 1,000 from AGDQ. So you're at a point now. Where the where SGDQ outnumbered AGDQ in every aspect except just like peak viewership, I think, which is like a which to be fair though, I mean there's more competition for viewership in July than there is like in January, so I think it's not even that big of a deal to compare that. So the GDQs altogether conceptually are both getting bigger in every, not even like AGDQ and SGDQ, it's like they're both getting bigger at each occurrence altogether, sequentially. So eventually, though, GDQs will hit 2K attendance cap within 2 years, at which point they must decide whether to remain at like one of 3 hotels in the US that can even accommodate that many people, or go full-on convention. Which, I'm not here to elaborate on the future of GDQs, because I'm not that person. I'm just throwing out there the quick forecast. So year over year, more and more viewers grow, but the actual runners hopping in is much smaller. Proportionally, the amount of people who watch speedruns casually, even just super casually with the GDQs only, right? These people are growing every single year, but the amount of viewers, the amount of viewers who become runners, who are interested in runners and become legitimate speedrunners, I feel it's a very, 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 very small number. I mean, I've been asked a lot, like, you know, hey, I want to get into running, but where do I begin? Where do I start? It's dangerously smaller. I don't have the numbers to prove this thing, I mean, but I feel like it isn't hard to really see that being the problem, right? So, what does that mean for Twitch environment? That means increased shitty chats, worse than you already expect right now, right? Spectators who judge speedrunners without actually speedrunning grow in an unhealthy volume and spread. World record equals the only thing that matters. Gold boosts become only thing worth watching. Shit post and stale force memes for meme status plague our existence. Except that's kind of already happening right now, right? But, you know, you can call, like, you know, whenever you see a red split and they bounce out, you know, the run hose, they exist regardless, sure, but then you have the ones who don't leave, stay, and then say, you know, yo, you suck, your run sucks, why are you so bad? You know, there's just a lot of negativity, I feel. There really is. And I feel this will only get worse if nothing's done about it. So the definitely conclusion, let me make sure we get bleak here, definitely. Speedrunning's growth stops eventually. Here's the thing about it. So if nothing changes and the same like elitism, conflict with grassroots versus the attempt growing community and whatnot, just 2 totally non-functioning factions just fucking each other with the dicks, right? Just, you know, 2 dildos just doing this all day, right? Eventually, speedrunning's growth stops due to inaccessibility, elitism by new school world record holders. Keep in mind here, this could be a thing. There could be a point where this is where the variable may come in. What if some completely antisocial, socially oblivious, elitist, asshole as fuck, douche-tard of Megatron becomes world record holder in 200%, you know? And it's just like, you know, fuck all you, I don't want to do anything, you know? What if this new school, what if like this Gen 3 of runners come in, just outgrind everyone, you know, I'm just like, I'm on the welfare, I don't give a fuck, I have all the time in the world, they just do whatever they want, right? And then what happens whenever everyone you don't like is now the best at the game, right? Like, what happens then? So, that might not affect the viewership of the ones you already do like, but it does affect speedrunning itself, I would feel. Anyways, though, so they may rise from the shitter cesspool I bring up, which results in mass intimidation for any new would-be runners considering. Speedrunning proves to be done by pure autists, as shitters have always dreamed of, right? So, part 4. What can be done to save speedrunning? What's the #1 problem with speedrunning, hypothetically, from someone who discovered GDQ for the first time recently at SGDQ, and they want to get into speedrunning? The information isn't centralized. SRL isn't as useful as I feel it could be, and that's not me even calling it out. It's like you go there and it's like I really get an idea of like racing and who's popping on the front page, but you don't really like. I don't think anyone's actually using SRL legitimately to learn more about anything. No one goes to wikis unless they know to look for the wikis. Like, I don't think, unless you already know about the wikis, you're not really going to the wikis, right? Ultimately, I assume most go to their favorite streamer, or considerably most accessible or approachable streamer, and ask a shit ton of questions to get started. This is what's going on, I feel, at face value, right? So, why is accessibility so important? Without new runners, or new glitch hunters, or new perspectives exploring the problems or compromises of current spec routes, all games are doomed to be limited to current world record, which makes entry points so intimidating that no one new enters, effectively killing the game. Again, I'm thinking here like far in the future, and I could be a little bit wrong here, I don't even know, but I'm throwing out what I feel could happen if nothing does change. No game has ever died yet, so I'll elaborate here, but it could be a reality in the future, I find. Note, a run being unbeatable, I keep putting on my monitor here like you're looking at that. A run being unbeatable is not at all what I'm implying. There's a big difference there. But a game being dead can certainly be something, you know? Alright, so pause here. Show helpful tweet. Okay, alright. So someone asked me the other day, yo, what do you recommend for someone wanting to get into speedrunning? I want to start Yoshi's Super Mario World, but only have it on Virtual Console. And I brought up hopefully I brought up I'll try to make this one really well thought out here, but make sure you enjoy speedrunning and not only the idea of being good at speedrunning. Raise people with a speedrun Discord call. Try out Super Mario World 1 further, get familiar with efficient practice versus blind grinding. Shoot for a starter goal, you know, whatever, maybe, I don't know, sub 15 minutes is probably a decent one if I imagine 80%, because world record now is like sub 10 minutes. Afterward, revisit your library and try games you played after beating without any provoked reason to, as in pure enjoyment. Try routing from scratch. Really, no, try it. Continue until you find a game that fascinates you infinitely. Speedrunning should never feel like work, guilt, grinding, or boring if done right. Hopefully I thought that was a really, really, really good answer. You may not like it, and that's totally fine. That's cool. I'm not saying I was the only answer, but I thought that was a pretty well thought out one. Again, totally cool if you think that's wrong. Don't even care. Alright, so continue here. Solutions to help accessibility. One-on-one tutoring, video tutorials, and or workshops, right? And just, you know, ones that spring to mind like right away, right? So this is where we have to like pause and we have to bring up where I feel the current mentality of the community, or whatever you want to call it, did kind of flop some massive donkey dick or whatever, right? So as you know, Wolfer Z threw you know, how to sell out hard, and he calls out, and I don't mean to bring more drama to this. I promise you, I'm only bringing this up in relevance to what I feel the problem was way before this even happened altogether here. He calls out Majin Phil doing $20 an hour for lessons to get good at Majora's Mask if you want the intimate one-on-one lessons. Subscribers get a benefit for that. Okay, whatever. Problem with that. Said being willing to help someone because you're a good person, you charge them money. Okay, sure. And then another Wind Waker runner who's a friend of. And I'm not even calling these people out because I'm mad or anything like that. I promise you, I'm not here to attack them. I'm only telling you the situation so that you understand the full context of what I'm getting to very, very shortly here. Please use your common sense to not pay for these stupid lessons. Don't do it because